The Nationals will cast its ballot this afternoon, in fact in about an hour and 15 minutes, to decide if David Littleproud will stay on as its leader. Joining me live is Nationals Deputy Leader Perin Davey. Hi there, Perin. Thank you for coming on the show. Do you think there's a lot of suspense as to whether David will stay on?
Oh, look, I think as we say with supermarkets and we say with airlines, competition is healthy, and that also goes for leadership of political parties. The Nationals always open their leadership after every election. It's par for the course. And in this case, we've got two nominees who've publicly put their hands up, Senator Matt Canavan, one of my colleagues in the Senate, and David Littleproud, who has done a great job leading the party for the last 3 years. And both gentlemen go in there, they will make their pitch, the direction that they want to see the party go in the next term of government, and we will have a vote and we'll see who comes out the victor.
What's your advice for whoever becomes the victor as to how to balance, keeping the rural and regional base, but also broadening it to be more national in focus?
Look, when we talk about broadening it, we certainly want to look at where there are opportunities for the National Party, where we can move into new areas, but without compromising the values that have seen our party successfully survive for over 100 years. We need to look at the base, who we represent. We need to look at why we were successful at the last election in holding all of our seats and indeed increasing our margins in 5 of those seats when the national swing was well against the coalition. How we very nearly got the seat of Bendigo. We saw a double-digit swing towards the Nationals in Bendigo. So why are we successful? And how do we build on that? But also learning from the broader move against the coalition and understanding what impacts that has for the Nationals and what messages that has for the Nationals.
But it's likely that you'll lose your seat in the upper house more than a week on from the election. Have you had more thoughts about the performance?
Look, I said last week, and I'm quite public, the agreement that the Nationals have with the Liberals that had me at the number 3 position on the Senate ticket means that on current numbers there's no coming back for me, unfortunately. I would have liked to have done another term in Parliament. I think I was just hitting my straps. I was doing a lot, not just in the water and emergency management spaces that I had portfolio responsibility for, but also my focus on regional arts and my focus on regional education and accessibility for some of our most isolated and vulnerable families. Unfortunately, it's not the case that I will be there into the future, but I think this is an opportunity for the Nationals to renegotiate that Senate ticket deal they have with the Liberals. We currently, in lower house terms, we currently hold 6 lower house seats in New South Wales, and the Liberals only hold 7. So line for line, the fact that they have 3 senators across New South Wales and the Nationals will be relegated to only 1, you would say is not proportionally fair. And I think we have a strong argument to renegotiate that deal, and I would certainly be pushing my party to do so.
So you felt that your achievements weren't properly acknowledged, or they didn't come through at the election?
Well, the way the Senate vote works, and because it's a quota system and people generally vote above the line, very rarely do people vote for individual senators. We saw that with Jim Molan's below the line campaign in 2019, where he got well over 100,000 individual votes, but he got nowhere near enough for one single quota in New South Wales. A quota is well over 350,000 votes. So people in New South Wales, when they're voting for the Senate, they very rarely vote for the individual. So it all comes down to where you are on that list of names below the line, and I was too far down that list to get included into the quotas that went to the coalition.
Thanks so much for your time. Perin
Thank you.
Davey, Nationals Deputy Leader.